Hey everybody, Nick Arnette here with cool people I meet or know, and I know this guy. He's so cool. David Sams, everybody. Hello, David.
Hey, I'm wearing my cool California shirt.
Rock on, yeah. Great to have. I'm so privileged that I get to talk to you. I met David on a plane, and we've been friends ever since. And this is the cool thing. What did you invent, David? I want everybody out there to know.
What did I invent? 2 beautiful daughters.
Yay, yay. But also,
I co-invented them, to be honest.
Nice work, David.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a show that everybody knows that you have something to do with.
Well, I helped to launch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I work for the world's greatest 2 salesmen, Roger and Michael King. There used to be a little company called King World, and I was one of the original few people that was with that company in the very beginning. And then a couple years later, we found a little talk show host that we put on TV. She had a little show in Chicago, and we decided to take it national, and that was the Oprah Winfrey Show.
How about that? Wow.
Yeah.
So you grew up kind of in that area? You're a Midwest person?
I'm originally from Ohio, and I was in. I started out when I was a kid. I was in I went to high school football games on Friday night. Took a camera, stood on the goal line, waiting for somebody to cross the goal line, and I would snap a picture. And I learned that I could sell it to the local newspaper for $50.
Nice.
Because they only had so much staff. So I would call them up and say, what high schools are important to you that you can't cover tonight? And they would tell me, and we would go out to that high school. I had an older friend who had a car who could drive, and I'd give him a few dollars for gas. And then I figured out, hey, you know what? I could make $100 if I went to one school in the first half and the guy scored a touchdown, then drove 10 minutes to another school and shot another picture. So I was an entrepreneur when I was like 13.
Wow.
Then I got into radio. And then I created my own TV show and sold that in Ohio. And by the time I was 24, I was head of marketing and executive producer at the CBS affiliate in Columbus, and did really well there. And then the phone started ringing, offering me jobs. But as opposed to going to one of the big networks, and I had multiple job offers then, I decided to go to work for these 2 crazy King brothers because they were very entrepreneurial. And I went to work for these guys for half the money that I was making in Columbus, and I went to work for these guys for a lot less money than I was being offered at Westinghouse Broadcasting or at NBC. So never go for the money. Go for the right opportunity. And of course, the rest is history after that. When I joined King World, it was a small family organization. I made so little money, but a year later we went public. They were very successful on Wall Street. Wheel of Fortune was a huge hit. Then Jeopardy came out, and of course Oprah. Unfortunately, my last name is not King or Winfrey, but nevertheless, I've had a good run.
Good for you. What are you doing now, David?
I'm doing, 6 years ago, I had gone through a bad divorce. My whole life literally fell apart, and then I had a stroke, and I knew I had to get out of Los Angeles. For many years, I produced TV shows for almost 3 decades. But I knew that I had to get out of Los Angeles, so I moved to Nashville. I had a lot of friends in Nashville because years ago, I used to produce music shows, and I would license music, or I would do music infomercials, the record collections that you would see on TV, and I would pay my royalties on time. And when you pay royalties on time, you make a lot of friends. So I had a lot of friends in Nashville. So I moved to Nashville, and I had no idea what I was going to do, but I knew that that's where God wanted me. And a couple of friends of mine had a radio show that wasn't doing all that well, and I had a brand that I had launched 20 years earlier called Keep the Faith. And I decided, hey, let's combine your radio stations with Keep the Faith and do a new show. And we put that on the air 4 years ago. And the mission of the show is very simple, and that is to make encouragement contagious. It's amazing how simple it is. And as a result of making people smile, of giving people hope, of giving them the good news through Jesus, it is absolutely amazing that it's now the #1 faith-based show in America. Nearly 2 million people listen to Keep the Faith through this date. And in a few months, we're doubling our network. We'll be on a lot more stations across the country, coast to coast. So it's a wonderful thing. I never, ever dreamed that God would have me be in the radio business after being in the TV business for 3 decades. But the one thing I would say is this, and that is, for years and years and years, I was the architect of my life. And after I lost everything, after I had my stroke, after God moved me to Nashville, I realized that God is my architect, and I'm just the general contractor. And when I started taking a look at His blueprints for me, it was a lot easier for me to build the house on the rock as opposed to what I was building them on. And it's been a great run.
Excellent. David Sams, how can they find you, David, on the internet?
2 ways, davidsams.com.
Okay.
And, of course, keepthefaith.com. That's where you can have a lot of fun, listen to a lot of great stories, and actually get motivated, get inspired, and find the hope that you're looking for.
Here, how do we do this?
Like that.
Oh, that's how we do it. Okay, are we both in? All right. Hey, Nick Arnette with David Sams. Yeah, cool people I meet or know. I know David. He's cool, huh? Rock on. Thanks for listening and watching. All right.
Thank you.
God bless.